This podcast is a member of the Place to Be Nation family. Visit us at placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
You are listening to Lucha Afterground.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Lucha. Oh, man, I'm sick. Lucha Afterground. Travis, please. I'm sorry.
Max is just getting over our, still, as we were just saying before here, lingering sickness. My little girl had it. My wife had it. I somehow avoided it. But it's going around. As you said, it's not allergies, even though some people are passing it off on allergies. It's not. There's a full-blown flu going through Vancouver. I'm Travis. Hi, guys. It's been a while. We're happy to be back. We were away celebrating Max's soon-to-be lack of freedom.
No. Don't say that.
No, of course not.
Bachelor party weekend. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a
Had
blast.
a great time. Caught some fish. Played some ping pong.
Yep, a lot of fun ping pong.
So, also, this is the world's premier Lucha Underground after show. We have to say that.
That's right.
Important people may be listening. Guys, I'm just going to start with some news and notes. What we teased 2 weeks ago, because that was our last episode.
Yep.
Still in the works. So exciting. Mm-hmm. Lawyers are involved.
That's really exciting.
Lawyers are involved.
Cool.
That's all we can say.
Yeah.
That's all we can say. So it has been 2 weeks because we took last week off. So this week we're going to be talking about episode 23 and 24.
Yep.
Basically the next two preliminary rounds of the Cueto Cup.
Yep.
News and notes, a couple of things. Trav, did you watch Glow yet?
Oh, I haven't yet, but I know Joey Ryan is on it. Mm-hmm. How far into it are you?
I burned through it all. In
Did you?
Yeah.
Good stuff?
2 nights. Yeah. It's good.
I hear Maron's really well cast.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's just playing himself, basically.
Someone had the idea of him being playing Stan Lee. Imagine
I don't
him
know if he has that level of enthusiasm in him. Yeah. But I will say this about Glow, that it does a pretty decent job. It certainly isn't gonna. I think it will turn some people on to wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people will give it a look. Mm-hmm. I just hope that whatever they see, and that, because they're gonna have that one moment, either watch Glow, then they're gonna turn on WWE.
Yeah.
And my God, I hope it's something good.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
My God, I hope it's something good. It likely won't be. But
yeah, I know that feeling. That's it with WWE. Sometimes you're like, man, I wish more people could see what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, God, I would not show this to my worst enemy. Mm-hmm. It's one or the other.
But the reason why I bring it up is because not only, as you're correct, Joey Ryan has a part in it, but so does Johnny Mundo.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I did read that today.
Yeah.
Cool. Good for him.
And he does a great job. And I think maybe Alex Riley has a good part in it.
Yeah, I was reading about that as well.
He does a good job.
Yeah. I heard Awesome Kong is awesome. I heard she's a natural.
Awesome Kong is not in it.
Isn't she?
Who is Awesome? Maybe I don't know who Awesome Kong
Karma,
is.
formerly Karma.
No, she's not in it.
Are you sure? Big black girl?
Yeah. Unless that's her. I don't know. I don't know the wrestler well enough to tell you.
Okay.
Anyway, so Glow, check it out. With some Lucha Underground cast members are pulling double duty. Also, Kevin Banner woke up from his coma.
Again, he wakes up, and he just, as soon as he wakes up, he's just, I gotta help these guys out with their news and notes. And he gives us this. So this is unconfirmed. This is from this morning. He said, Pentagon was robbed at gunpoint in Mexico this morning. Three men on motorcycles pulled over the Uber he was in, took his mask, gear, and work permit / passport, and he won't make the Defy show tonight. Crazy.
There you go, robbed at gunpoint. His mask stolen. I would think he'd have a replacement, but you never know with wrestlers.
Well, we've seen a whole batch. Remember, there was that one scene where it had all the different pentagons of his different incarnations.
Yeah. God, that was cool.
Yeah,
I love stuff like that.
But he may be like so devoted to this character. He's like, I'm not going back to Pentagon Yellow or whatever the hell it was back then.
I want to go back. I want to see a freeze frame of that with all those different pentagons. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's about it. We got 2 episodes to burn through, so I think it's time.
Most importantly, violence!
Lucha Underground, Season 3, Episode 23. The recap, we got Dario Cueto talking about his beloved Cueto Cup. We see the early Group A advancees, Pentagon, Tejano, etc. Then we see Dario Cueto talking about Cage and Delgado, and we see Cage smashing his face and squishing an eyeball. Yep. First segment. Phoenix rolls in his Firebird.
In that cool, I'd forgotten about that.
Perfect. Melissa Santos is waiting, and now we're seeing Melissa in these scenes, as I had kind of thought was going to happen. Said she's putting all of her money on him, and he says, "Well, I better win then." And they exchange kind of almost, hey, I think you're kind of cute. But then we see that Marty is watching and puts his head through the window because he's a bit
crazy.
rattled by what he has seen.
Now, the last time we saw Marty, correct me if I'm wrong, was he not kidnapped by his own sister?
Yes, but I think that was the second last time we saw Marty. The last time we saw Marty, he was no longer kidnapped, but he was ogling Melissa. Remember? And I thought this might be something. I think that was in the last episode before the break.
No. He was ogling Melissa, then he got hit, and then he woke up and he had been kidnapped by Mariposa.
You are
and I was like, what does this mean? And then it was sort of that general sort of sibling violence kind of jealousy thing.
We do get the idea that he's kind of answering to her a little bit.
She seems like the older sibling.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that was out of necessity.
Yeah. It's very strange stuff.
Yeah.
How do you feel overall? Do you feel... I know how you feel about Melissa.
Yes.
Seeing her fawn over Phoenix, did you feel a little bit like Marty the Moth? Did you want to put your head through a plate glass window?
I wanted to reach into my underwear and grab a picture of her that I keep there at all times. A new one every day.
Disgusting. That's exciting. I did not see that coming at all. And I like it.
Yep,
Why not?
Me too.
Could you be attracted to somebody who wears a mask?
How about I think are we talking like has to be full facial obstruction?
The amount of obstruction that Phoenix is experiencing.
Depends on how thick those hips are.
Yeah, that's a great point. Now that you mention it, I'm attracted to Cobra Moon.
Yep.
I am attracted to Cobra Moon.
Yeah. Even Mariposa kind of does it for me sometimes when she's playing with the pigtails.
No, it doesn't do it for me. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
To each his own.
Exactly. Okay. So, so we have this. Marty puts his head through the window. Then what happens?
We enter inside. The same great band, Sergio Arua. Just love them. They introduce the new bracket. Melissa has changed her dress. I noticed.
That was a. I don't know.
Minor malfunction. Well, maybe that's just like her getting to work gear, and then she got into her announcing gear.
Who knows?
Anyways, first match, our beloved Vinny Massaro versus Cage. They make a couple jokes about Vinny's dirty shirt. Vinny starts talking shit and slaps Cage. Cage is no-selling and begins his beatdown. I thought this was going to be kind of a brutal squash, but it wasn't. One of the longer than expected. Because Vinny got away with a thumb to the eye, had a tough bump on the apron. I thought
he took a lot of hard bumps.
Yeah.
He took some awkward bumps.
Yes, but great. I thought he really, really sold the monster here. Vinny, he actually hits his snoring elbow, which was nice, and a nice takedown. And he goes to get the glove, but then Cage interrupts and finishes him in rather swift order.
How do you feel about the glove in the ring? I feel like it looks a lot better when in the backstage segments.
Sure does.
I wonder if there's a way they could obscure it a little bit. Is there any reason why they can't just let him wear it when he wrestles?
That's a good question. Why not?
It feels a little strange when he takes it off. Overall, though, I mean, I thought this was good. I thought Vinny got him more offense than I was expecting. Why not? Award the guy. I think he wrestles a lot of the dark matches before the tapings.
I think you're right.
So give him something.
Yeah, and he's as you read on Twitter, he's a loyal member of this team, and puts everybody over, and helps to promote the product.
Yeah, and I didn't think he was going to win for a second.
Not a second,
but it was just some exciting. The crowd, the crowd probably sees more of him than we do, and they seem to they were on his side for sure. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
I would love to go back and see. Because I know that he was in the first season, and he got squashed, I think, then, too. But he was wearing more of a singlet.
Yes,
I would love to know, at what point did he transition?
Well, it's when they're like, okay, well, we need somebody here back in this scene who's kind of a gross...
maybe, but you don't know. Maybe his like gimmick change inspired the scene.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe it happened somewhere else. You're right.
Anyways...
post-match, Cage gets a glove, extra bit of a beatdown, got some color from young Vincenzo.
Do you think that was
A blade job, always.
Yeah,
Come on.
that was a blade job?
Yes. Choke slam to the outside. That was one of those really nasty bumps you were talking about.
Yeah, because he landed sort of on his side. Gotta be careful. Yeah, I mean, hey, it was what it was.
Put over the glove. Put over Cage more as this force to reckon with.
Interesting that he had that, and Cage had that knee injury or that leg injury. He had the leg that was wrapped up.
And they mentioned it coming from him working out.
Yeah, this seems. I don't know why they would bring attention to it like that. At first, I thought I was like, oh, was he hiding something that happened off on a scene I can't remember? But no, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Just them calling it.
Yep.
It seems strange because if he's like this god,
I know.
He probably shouldn't have a leg injury.
And we'll get more into that later. And if he has, they shouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah. It's very weird.
It was a weird thing.
God, I'm sorry. I'm coughing.
Do you think they were honestly thinking oh man, people must be asking so many questions about this tape wrapped around his leg?
Yeah,
Nobody
I don't
cares.
know.
Nobody
It's
cares.
odd, yeah. Very strange.
Yeah. Anyways, so next segment is more of the Ray and Johnny Mundo promo with the English guy talking.
I love it.
Yeah, really.
I love this.
All of these are great.
I don't understand why this type of build-up is something that I don't see in any wrestling promotion, like a multi-week video package. Take both these guys, take them off TV. We're just going to build to this match over the course of several weeks. I don't know. Can they keep
Not
it
in
up?
this manner. Not in this
exactly.
manner. Yeah.
I mean, we've seen hype up videos from time to time, but usually it's like right before a match takes place.
And they won't do it every week. This is we will see here. It's 3 weeks in a row of the same, essentially the same kind of thing. Even though it does, I noticed that it does kind of up the ante each time.
Yeah, it's different every time for sure.
But it still follows the same format. Yeah,
They must have commissioned that graffiti artist to do that huge thing of Rey Mysterio's head.
It was already there, man. It's a 619. They're all over the 619. Everywhere you walk, every street you walk down.
I wish that
Wouldn't that
was
be
true.
amazing?
Yeah.
I thought Johnny's training was more intense than usual. Is this the one where he's taking the kendo sticks?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a badass. It's cool. He wasn't so cocky. I like that it shows him taking this very seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. And they also, even in his sort of like little bio, they made some they alluded to him winning Tough Enough.
Yes. Yeah. That was a good touch.
Yeah, totally.
Without saying directly what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Next match was Marty the Moth versus Saltador. Here we see more with Melissa right away. Matt Stryker made the joke about it being, instead of TVMA, it's TVMDMA.
I didn't even get that.
MDMA is...
No, I didn't get the first
Instead of TVMA, means TV
like
for mature
audience.
Yeah.
TVMDMA.
Anyways.
I guess. Overall, actually, this would be a good... ever since we've come back from break, I feel like got to give credit where it's due. The announce team has been fantastic.
I think so too.
They've just been hitting all the right notes. They haven't gone overboard. They haven't shown that side of them where it's a little cringe.
Yeah, and they start to lose you.
It's just been it's been awesome.
Yeah.
I really have been impressed. I don't know if is it us interpreting it differently because we haven't seen them in so long, or has there actually been a change in their delivery and their intention? What do you think?
I think it helps that all of the matches have a purpose and like they're all going towards something, so there's not as much room for riffing and things like that.
Totally.
And another thing that doesn't give them room for riffing is they're packing 4 matches into every show, right? So there's no all
Very
night
little dead
long.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I thought they've Stryker has not been distracting. Vampiro was always a little distracting, but I'm like hanging on his every word. It's not. I remember times before when he would be talking, I'd be like, "Please stop."
Yeah.
You're taking me out of this. But now when he's talking, I'm like, everybody, the room has to be silent. I want to hear every single thing he says.
He really made us laugh out loud in the following episode. As these guys are in the ring, just kind of doing their thing, I wrote down a couple of weirdos, and then right after, as I say this, the crowd started chanting, "This is weird."
I thought this was interesting. This, I think, is a testament to Marty, especially, but. It's funny, because it'd be so easy to label both these guys. Oh, this guy's a weirdo and that guy's a weirdo. But you can tell that one is like dangerous and unstable, right? Violent.
Most importantly,
This is a break there.
violence!
And the other one is more lighthearted, less dangerous, more playful, right? And it's a testament, I think, to the performers in that you get that you get to see the differences, and it totally it rises to the surface so easily.
Yep. Yeah, I have it written down here later. I made the observation that Lucha Underground has more creepy characters per capita than any other promotion.
Who else is creepy? I guess Jeremiah Crane is damn creepy.
Yeah,
sure. I didn't consider him creepy until this time.
Yeah. Who else worked? We got Pindar. You could say, or all of the Vibora,
Masquerade Sagrada,
creepy as fuck. No, like I could say, as you say, like all the Rabbit Tribe are different kinds of creepy. It's. I'm not saying it's all one brand of creepy, but they've got a lot of them.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I
like
Saltador. This is probably the most we've seen from Saltador. I thought it was good.
Yeah, shenanigans heavy this match. I liked his shenanigans a little more than Malasuerte's.
Yeah. Malasuerte had... I think Malasuerte had more sort of planned comedy bits.
Yeah.
I don't think Saltador had those bits, but Saltador did a lot more weird...
Yep.
Had a lot more weird decisions. Strange decision-making, which I liked. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. It was better. I didn't love this match, though. I did like the tooth drag from where he grabbed him by like the upper jaw.
Roof of the mouth, yeah.
He spat in the ref's face. What do you got to do to get disqualified in this? Lucha Underground.
There's a lot of spitting in this episode.
Yeah, that was in the one that followed. Was another big spit spot. Right. And Saltador got a good hope spot at the end. I did like his kind of super kick spot where he was kind of teasing that there was something wrong with his leg and then hit the super kick in the face. That was good.
He's trying to wake it up.
Or like Melissa Santos starting to get involved from the outside. She kind of puts up the two fingers to show, no, you didn't get him kind of thing.
Yeah.
Pretty cool finisher. And Melissa Santos, good work in the announcing of the winner, showing that subtle dissatisfaction. So they're moving plot. That's what
Marty banging his head against the mat.
Yeah, and they're calling it
out. Sorry, God. Oh. I'm so sorry to all our listeners for this nonsense. Yeah, Marty banging his head. Man, what a nice touch. I can't believe he hasn't done that before. It just seems so natural for his character. You know, getting frustrated or getting excited, banging his head. I mean, I don't know how I feel about it because like banging your head against stuff just for fun isn't really a great idea, obviously. But
you can figure out how to do it.
Yeah,
these guys are trained professionals.
I hope so.
Yeah. So Marty advances. Next segment, Masquerita working out. Paul London and Sala Muerte come to worship. Basically, they drop to a knee.
Yeah, man, Paul London. Again, I don't know if it's been like we haven't seen him, and maybe I have a new appreciation because I'm looking at it with fresh eyes. But Mike, I thought his performance in this episode is so good. He's just committed to his character, his delivery of his lines. I mean, he's just like he's right on, and even like I don't know if it's just coincidence, but he always seemed to be standing in such like a interesting angle. You know, like when he was in those shots where he was sort of posing a little bit, they always had
the camera in just the right spot.
Just the right spot. I thought this is the most compelling I've found the Rabbit Tribe.
Yeah, for sure.
This episode by far.
For sure. He has. I had it written down. I'll have it written down later. I think he's embraced the absurdity. I may have said that at some point before, but he really has.
Oh, he's committed.
Yeah.
I don't know Paul London outside of this. What can you tell me about him as a?
He was like a big cruiserweight guy. From what I recall, like back when I think he came out of WCW and then was in the WWE for a while as well, but that was kind of a period of time when I wasn't watching that much. But yeah, he's been around for a while.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
acrobatic or
yeah, like just that like those kind of cruiserweight type matches they had back then.
Cool. What do you think is going to happen with Masquerade Sagrada and the Rabbit Tribe?
I don't know.
Where's that all going?
I'd like him to accept this.
I know
this. Like, we're here to serve you, oh great Rabbit King.
Can you see Masquerade Sagrada? All same gear except just black and white.
It'd be pretty cool.
Pull the color, stick a cottontail on his butt.
Couple ears.
Yours might be too much. Too much for me, man.
Cottontail isn't too much though. That's just...
No, it's small, it's subtle. You have to spot it.
Just fill it with chloroform.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah. Anyways, it says he's divinity personified. I had to write that down.
Yeah, that's good.
Next, it's Marty at home, and it's revealed he has a shrine to Melissa Santos. Good and
How
creepy.
does it compare to your shrine?
I will have you know that I cut my pictures out nicely. They are not torn. I use a nice glue that's not going to damage my wall for when,
For when your wife is coming home, you can pull them off quickly.
Wow. I was going to say for when Melissa Santos moves in and we want to redecorate.
Okay. Sorry for cutting you off. Oh, God.
This is so gorgeous.
So brings out the music box and a lock of hair. This guy's going like full, and then twice they tease the reach into the shorts.
Good. You were convinced something terrible was about to happen.
I did kind of no. I said no, please don't. Anyways, Mariposa enters, and this is where it caused some of the confusion we were talking about before. Family first, but she does kind of lay down the law, as I said here, and said your lust for her has made you weak.
Mm-hmm. Am I right to assume that they are purposefully going for a weird sort of incest?
Yep. There was enough of a tease there. There was enough of a tease there to kind of
get awfully close to one another, face to face.
Yep. And the way she kind of grabs his chin, it wasn't exactly brotherly.
Exactly, and she's maybe a little jealous of the attention.
Yep.
That he's
creepy.
putting on. Mm-hmm.
Most creepy characters per capita.
She's between like in this little Marty the Moth, Melissa Santos storyline, we've got Marty, we've got Melissa, we've got Phoenix is now embroiled in it. And Mariposa is probably the wild card for me because I'm not entirely sure how she's gonna fit into the narrative. She's that unknown variable, that potential where you're not quite sure. This has the potential to go in weird directions, right? That magic element that can keep people intrigued.
Good point.
Thank you, Travis.
Gracias.
Next match.
Yeah, sure.
Pindar versus Masquerita Sagrada.
Oh, wait. One more thing I want to say about what I liked about Marty Moth. He's at that light like a moth. He's like attracted to that light bulb with the swinging thing.
Very good.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was really...
Wow.
Yeah, what a nice touch.
Another excellent observation for you. That's just back to back, man. Well done.
Gracias.
Next match. Pindar versus Masquerita Sagrada.
Now, I would like to... Okay, so... God, I'm so sorry.
Quit apologizing. You're sick.
Yeah.
We'll accept it.
Who did you have winning this in your bracket?
Pindar.
You had Pindar winning.
Yes, I did.
And how did the super fans, what did they have to say about it?
I think it was pretty 50-50.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I went with Masquerita Sagrada.
Yeah. I'll reveal where we're at the end here.
Okay. I just want to say that thinking about all the members of the reptile tribe, right? Cobra Moon, she's basically a de facto manager at this point.
Yep.
Vibora and Pindar, Vibora has all the attention, So for me, he's the threat. And then Drago, of course, has his own narrative and storyline. But Vibora, to me, was the guaranteed winner from the reptile tribe.
Yeah, I'm just realizing I got one wrong. Anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For me, Pindar has no story.
No.
Right? But Masquerita with the rabbit tribe and stuff like that, there's something that could be explored.
And they could have gotten involved to help them out or something. I thought it was a possibility. I think we've already seen Cage destroy Masquerita Sagrada. That was kind of my deciding factor. Because I knew Vinny wasn't going through.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah,
I had forgotten about that. If only I had realized.
Anyways, this match starts with just those wild tosses from Pindar, where he just picks up Masquerita Sagrada and gives him like the full spin. They got such great height.
The crowd is loving Masquerita. They're just so on the side of Masquerita. Yeah. They have no interest in Pindar winning this match whatsoever.
Because his early shine is full of super fun stuff. Great stuff to the outside. Here's my hot take right now.
Wait a second.
Now, all of you, tighten up your buttholes!
Masquerita Sagrada is as important on this roster as anyone.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it really
for sure.
Yeah, he's just not a novelty. He is obviously he can't avoid it, but to fill, no one else can fill that. Can do the things with the kind of mood and create the excitement that he does.
It's true. I mean, I don't see him in as important storylines. Let's say.
No, but I just mean in terms of just a hand and and
I put him at the same level as Tejano. For example.
Sure.
I think there's upper tier guys. There's your Mundos, your Pumas, your Mil Muertes.
Your
Pentagons. And then you got your second tier guys, and Masquerita Sagrada is right there.
Yep, sure.
He's right there.
Yep. Made the observation that his butt got a little dirty on the outside, but that was cute. Cobra Moon enters after another wild fun spot. Masquerita hits Rana to the outside and then slaps Cobra Moon.
That was
hard as fuck.
Yeah. I think if I was okay, actually, this is the one moment during the whole 2 episodes where I was like, cringe just a little bit on the announce team. Maybe I'm just a bleeding heart liberal.
Did he say that?
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Maybe I'm just a bleeding heart liberal, but I love the moment. Like, listen, that was payback, right? Mm-hmm. She started it. He's gonna end it. Just cracks her almost as an aside. Yeah. It was a great moment. If I had been in the crowd, I would have popped through the roof for it. Yes. But you can't back it up. At the end of the day, it's a man slapping a woman, and I don't care how tall he is. It's a man slapping a woman, and you cannot back that move up with the announce team being like, he slapped the bitch out of her. No.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Cut that out.
Yeah, I see.
Like, re-record it. Say something.
Yeah.
Say something.
They probably
anything
thought
else.
It was pretty clever. Interesting.
Yeah, I did not care for that. Did not care for that.
But nothing like the act itself. Like it fit and fine, and there's nothing.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, good.
Absolutely.
Good.
You push a baby face far enough, you'll forgive him for anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good.
This was my match of the night.
Really? Other than out of this episode?
Out of this episode.
This episode, sure.
Because just seeing Masquerade as a Girl, I was popping on every move. You got so much hype on so much stuff just being flung around.
Yeah, I said his best match to date.
Sure. Without a doubt.
Yeah. I didn't drop snowflakes, but I'd be in the 2.25, 2.5 range here.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
If I did. Next match, Mariposa versus Phoenix. Again, good stuff with Melissa on the way in. That kind of great little bit with a no-go on a kick from Phoenix, but then he hits a hard drop kick.
Yeah.
And Mariposa hits that nice tilt-a-whirl DDT. There were some timing issues here. I think part of it's just the intergender. Phoenix with a lazy pin. That was weird. They kind of commented on it.
Yeah, I thought that was smart. I thought, again, good commentary, just like talking about how he's overconfident. I think that was really smart for intergender wrestling as well. Showing how the guy, because that puts even though
the baby face,
even it shows that you can't underestimate women, that sort of stuff. You know, I think that was really intelligent. That's why, again, I don't understand why they can be. I don't know if they're just stumbling into genius moments like that, or if because if they're giving that attention, if that's a calculated move in how they're setting up that match, then they can't be letting stuff like that Sagrita slap on Cobra Moon slip by. Like, plug your holes,
Just talking about the comment. Yes.
Plug up your holes.
Yeah. Okay. As I said, some timing issues. Phoenix catches Mariposa's crossbody for that kind of power slam type pile driver. I didn't know the name of that. And then who enters? Marty enters for the beatdown. Melissa shows some concern, but Phoenix hits the best corkscrew in the company. Melissa cheers and blows a kiss. That kind of wraps up the segment. I thought it was an okay episode. I thought there was better segments and plot movement than the actual matches outside of the Masquerade Sagrada match.
Yeah. I admit, overall, I enjoyed it. I still think it's like that Lucha Underground is still on a great tear. I don't think they've had a weak episode yet. I mean, for me, the Masquerade Sagrada stuff was so great that I just had a blast as soon as from beginning to end.
Me too.
I also love the Mundo Mysterio stuff. I'm so glad that's continuing. I mean,
There was no dead weight.
Absolutely
that's
not.
good. And that's all you can.
Everybody was killing it. Man, and Marty the Moth, you just can't go through an episode. You know, if we're gonna say Dario, I've got some finalists for my end of year awards.
Yeah, he's starting to grow on me in terms of his acting chops.
Yeah. All right. So this would be a great time to take a break and hear from our friends at Place to Be Nation.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey, pro wrestling announcer Kevin Kelly here. I want to make sure you are all subscribed to all the great feeds here at Place to Be Nation. It's really easy to do. Just head to iTunes or your preferred podcatcher app today and search and subscribe to the Place to Be Nation wrestling feed, which of course includes the full archives of the Kevin Kelly Show, the Place to Be Nation pod feed, and the Pro Wrestling Only feed. Subscribe, listen, and then rate us and leave feedback today. And be sure to give Justin your true thoughts. I mean, don't hold back. After all, he is kind of a jerk. Just listen to Scott.
Place to Be Nation's JT Rosero here, and I want to let you know that we have a ton of great podcasts available to you on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and PlayStation.com, and we now offer them to you on 2 great feeds. On the Place to Be Nation Wrestling feed, you can check out Scott Criscolo and me on the Mothership, the Place to Be podcast with our famous Vintage Vault pay-per-view reviews. PTBN also covers current day wrestling with clotheslines and headlines, main event, Lucha Afterground, and our monthly pay-per-view reaction shows. And we leave wrestling's past with our monthly pay-per-view rewind series led by Ben Morse, the Our Vantage Point podcast, which features a potpourri-style look at wrestling history, and Survey Says, a fun look back at the good, bad, and ugly of WCW. And on our very popular PlayStation Pop podcast feed, we offer such great shows as the Glenn Butler Podcast Hour Spectacular, Rank and File, PTBN Dadcast, NBA Team, and Lucha Undead, as well as a veritable podcast heaven for comics fans with hard-traveling fanboys, Sellers Points, Todd Weber's Conversations, Geek and Sassy, and the Imaginary Stories. You can find all these current shows plus archives of our past podcasts, including The Kevin Kelly Show, as well by subscribing to both feeds on iTunes, and while there, be sure to rate and leave feedback as well. All these shows, plus others available at PlayStation.com, where we cover pro wrestling, sports, movies, comics, plus tournaments, and more. Be sure to support our site by using PlayStation.com/Amazon when doing your online shopping, and download our free PTB Vintage Vault Refresh ebooks via the links on our site. We also want to thank our friends at Bonehead's Wing Bar in West Warwick, Rhode Island, and Fall River, Massachusetts, thehistoryofwrestling.com, and Scott Keith's blog of Doom. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr as well. PlaceToBeNation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
The Pro Wrestling Only Podcast Network. Subscribe on iTunes or on Android with your favorite podcast app. Established in 2013, the Pro Wrestling Only Podcast Network is committed to providing unique takes on the rich and diverse medium of professional wrestling, focusing on its history and global impact, but also exploring the vibrant contemporary scene. The roll call includes Space City, an NWA on-demand podcast, This Week in Wrestling, Stacey and Elliott's Bogus Journey, the Super Apuestas podcast, the Military Industrial Suplex, Strong Style History, Pure Paris, and Psychology is Dead. Also, from the archives, the full catalog of great shows that provided a fresh look at classic wrestling, including Where the Big Boys Play, Titans of Wrestling, Tag Teams Back Again, Letters from Kayfabe, Wrestling Culture, Pro Wrestling Super Show, Goodwill Wrestling, and many, many others. Pro Wrestling Only Podcast Network. Only the best.
So we continue our look at possible chiefs. Mm-hmm. I got to say, I haven't really thought about it until the ads started winding down. Mm. So, I mean, right off again, at the top of my head, I'll go with another famous announcer, Jim Ross.
Oh, wow. We have that far of a reach in our casting. I mean, he would do it.
Easily.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's a performer. Mm-hmm. He can, I'm sure he can read lines. Would you...
I've seen him be a great actor in the past.
Yeah. Would you... what if he wanted to wear the cowboy hat?
Could work. Like, he's having to work in this Lucha City Nights sort of thing, but he kind of brings that kind of Oklahoma, he
does love Oklahoma.
Rule of law.
Oklahoma rule of law.
You haven't read about it? Crack a book much?
What are you talking about?
I've made it up on, I'm just, everybody from those states likes to act like they're a little extra tough, right?
Oh, yeah. So, like, maybe he's been brought in.
Maybe.
He's like the second chief.
Maybe. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Especially before they reveal it, you just see his cowboy hat.
Yes.
And you're like, who could this be? Takes it off.
Pretty good, eh?
I love this idea.
Yes.
I'm going to work on this more. I don't know where to take this idea.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, so, man, so much. We've already done one whole episode.
Yep.
What else do we get?
Lucha Underground, Season 3, Episode 24. Recap, again, you see Killshot and Dante Fox about their old rivalry, more of the Cueto Cup, Jeremiah Crane and Katrina.
I had forgotten about all this stuff.
I remembered that she had said that she loves somebody else, but he loves her.
Yeah, I mean, I had forgotten that Jeremiah Crane was even a character. I had forgotten that Dante Fox was a character. So, you know what? These recaps, they serve a purpose.
I miss
Even for us
Ivelisse.
super fans.
It made me think I miss Ivelisse. I miss her.
We're just not going to see her till the very final episode.
I think you might be right. First of all, Mil Muertes are in his old, kind of, what do we call this? His little relaxation room.
I guess so, yeah. The spa.
Pascal Mendoza.
Pascal Mendoza.
Katrina pumps him up again, as always, and he says, "I will destroy them for you, my love." And she says, "Bring me the Cueto Cup." Here's what I'm thinking. This Cueto Cup has existed for, what, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Like this guy just made it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's something that she desires.
Yeah, that's a good question. I would love to know more about her
Motivations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard for somebody like dark and mysterious like that to utter the words Cueto Cup and not come across as
it would be worse.
anachronistic.
It'd be worse if it was. I can't wait for that. I really want you to bring me the Heinz Cueto Cup. Like if that's like some sort of sponsor. I really want that
Megalites.
Allstate Insurance Cueto Cup.
That's right. Good point. I want you to bring me that Geico money in the bank briefcase.
Exactly.
Doesn't work.
No,
Doesn't work.
But here's where we were a little confused because we couldn't tell if they're panned over or it's just Jeremiah Crane in another room. Just looked like he's having a bad trip or something.
Yeah, there was a really weird shot there. He was like, I don't know. I don't know what that was. Mm-hmm. Man, anyways.
Mm-hmm. Now you know that he's tormented.
He's right there, I guess.
Yeah. Back in the temple, Sergio Arua still rocks. We don't need to say that again. I think him and his band are running away with it. First match, Veneno versus Mil Muertes.
Veneno. I thought we would get more of the Veneno story.
Here's what I was thinking. It would be nice to see. It would have been nice because I was saying, just imagine him getting that first round draw after what he's already happened. He's just, fuck.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen a backstage vignette of him.
Everybody else getting, hey, it could be good. Hey, who'd you get? Mil Muertes. Oh.
Totally.
He's angry.
Yeah, that's not going to go well for you. I was even thinking that. So this was just like a straight squash, and this is the first like absolute just beat down.
That's what I was saying. I said this. I wrote this tournament needs a squash, and we got one.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, if it's going to happen to anybody, it has to happen to Veneno.
Yeah.
I was almost expecting at the end that he was going to unmask him.
Yeah, it almost looked like it.
That might have been a way for them to progress the Veneno stuff, but of course it didn't turn out that way. That's fine. Yeah. But I am curious to see this is one of those loose ends that they haven't really talked about in a while. All the stuff with the cops, the amulet, Captain Vasquez,
lots to do, lots to get through. But this match just opened with a spear and then just a lot of ground and pound of just Mil Muertes destroying him.
And the crowd was
stuff, loving it. Yeah, I was loving it. And then afterwards, Katrina gives Veneno a lick. I thought it would have been good to be like, "Hey, you taste like Cortez."
Yeah, totally.
I don't know if she had like Cortez at some point. I don't know. She's licked everybody. That's her thing.
Yeah.
But a squash match, and it was good to get a squash match in here, I thought. And our next match, Paul London, embracing the absurdity, as I said, versus Vibora. This is the one I thought I did not pick Paul London. I picked Vibora. This is the one. Paul London goes for that early offense, some of that carrot stuff, and then we hear the "Save the Carrot" chant from the crowd.
Save the carrot. Save the carrot.
That was pretty good.
It.
Pretty funny.
I love how that carrot got a lot of play.
Yes.
Even Stryker mentions it when he comes out, like, damn, that's a beautiful carrot.
Yes.
And it was. I mean, when have you seen carrots with that with
such
throngs
an interesting
like
observation.
that? Yeah, it's just like so long. Like that just was like pulled right out of the ground.
Yeah, or like a prop you designed for like a live action Bugs Bunny cartoon.
I mean, it was just amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rabbit Child enters and leaves. That was pretty funny. You almost imagine this like somebody booking this like they're like just doing like some sort of abstract painting, and then we'll just throw these guys in and you'll see these checkers just kind of enter and leave for a second. So we'll have the splash of whatever,
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
It's impression.
Yeah. Impressionistic. Vibora misses Paul London off of a springboard to the outside. Paul London ends up winning by countout because the Tribe went under the thing and held his legs. This was good. It worked.
Yeah, out of view of the referee.
Yeah.
It all made sense. Vibora, as a performer, I think suffers from a bit of that. The curse of the big man in wrestling is you kind of get thrust into situations that you're not totally prepared for.
You have to do big man moves.
You have to do big man moves. I mean, for a lot of them, that their body is just. That's the limitations of their body, right? You can't expect people who weigh that much to do bigger things.
Yep. Although all of them can do a corkscrew.
You know what? Yeah.
Is that what you're going to say?
Well, I think...
You think Vibora can do a corkscrew?
I actually do think Vibora is very svelte.
Yeah.
You know, I think Vibora could do a corkscrew. I don't think Kane, circa 2017, can do a corkscrew, but I think Vibora can do a corkscrew. They don't have to be beautiful corkscrews.
No.
They just have to do, two rotations.
Sure.
Give me 640.
Okay.
You can do it. But yeah, Vibora is sort of, I would just call it lack of moveset, maybe.
Sure.
The more we see him, the more that bubbles to the surface for me. But my God, is he a weird looking character? Another creepy character, man. See? Comes out with that mask and that hair. And,
and you just kind of see how his eyes are painted underneath, so it looks a little more legit.
Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah. So weird looking.
It just looks like a real face, a snake with long flowing hair.
You got to give props to the
props.
You got to give props to the props. Props to the props.
Anyways, next match. Taya versus Joey Ryan. This is what I wrote. Lucha Underground has the most creepy characters per capita. Joey Ryan, also creepy. Good point. Fans are supporting Taya early. Mm-hmm. This was a pretty good match. Joey Ryan really sells going to the top rope. After a while, Taya met him with some slaps. We get a Vancouver mention. Here, we'll solve the mystery.
That's right.
They say, what do they call people from Vancouver? Vancouverians. The answer is Vancouverites.
That's right.
That's us.
Mm-hmm. She's from Victoria.
Yeah, even though she's from it was still, it was nice to hear.
The cities are very close.
Yeah.
You have to take a ferry. I bet you people don't know that.
Yes.
Here's a factoid for all of you listeners.
Yeah. The Queen of New Westminster.
That's right. If you want to go to Victoria, BC, you have to get on a boat and travel there. It's on an island.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, BC's crazy. I thought. Anyways, Taya had a great sequence for the win. I popped for her finish here. That was really good.
Yeah, I mean, Taya is talented, man. She had an amazing bridging suplex that was just silky. Mm-hmm. I don't know what we can say about her that hasn't already been said.
Yeah. Strong execution.
Yeah. I don't know what are Taya's limitations. What's holding her back from achieving greater things?
Who knows? Maybe she's happy doing what she's doing, man.
It's true. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess I don't know enough about Lucha Libre because she's primarily wrestling in Mexico. Mm-hmm. So what the culture is there? Mm-hmm. What is the ceiling for female?
She did wrestle in Wrestle Circus, one of the events there. I think she's
did she?
So is Johnny Mundo. Nice. I had a listener let me know.
Cool.
Anyways, good match. Taya looked great. Next segment, Mil Muertes is in the locker room in a suit. I love him in a suit.
Totally. Where was he going?
I don't know.
Where was he going? In my mind, he's like something like a vampire or something, you know?
Yes.
He gets locked away in a coffin or he disappears into a smoky black
And he doesn't wear suits during that stuff at all. He's not in formal wear.
I've ever seen him wear that before.
We've seen him wear a suit into the ring for like some sort of announcement. And we had commented on how great he looked then.
I loved it.
Me too. It's awesome. Nothing like a suit with a luchador mask.
No kidding, right?
Yeah.
It just looks right.
Yeah.
It just looks right.
It does. Anyways, he's just, cleaning up. Jeremiah Crane enters with a chair and beats him down. Finally says, she's mine. And then we see a weird chair set up. I'm not quite sure, but you think he was just using it to try to impale him with it?
Yeah, I think this is my interpretation. This is all based around the sound effect that they used at the end, where he propped up the chair, and maybe they didn't do a great job of showing it, but where he propped up the chair on his chest or neck, and then he slammed the chair into it like you're hammering in a nail. So that's my impression.
So maybe that's death number. What are we at here? 12?
Yeah, 3 or 4. But of course, he can come back. Yeah. So he will come back.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But I did get the impression that.
Yeah, and it's building murdered. Up. I mean, to me, it looks like they are on a collision course.
Yeah.
Which is good. Which is good.
Unless, of course, maybe in the next match is Mil Muertes didn't show. We don't know where he is.
And Paul London goes on to fight Jeremiah Crane.
Oh, they would pull one of those. Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah.
You think so?
Well, I don't
think
know.
it'll happen.
I don't know.
I think because it's Muertes in London next week.
Yeah.
Or next round for in this bracket.
Yeah.
Or in this group. So again, we get one more Ray and Johnny Mundo video, but this was good because we're getting some thoughts from Chavo. This is where we see Cage really putting Ray over, and we thought he seemed a little too civilized. It's like, oh, hey, you guys want to talk? Sure, yeah, I'll talk about my favorite wrestler. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You know, he's good. He's really strong. I brutally murdered somebody a couple days ago. Anyways.
Yeah, that seemed really weird.
Yes, yeah.
Too human.
Yes, yeah.
At least he wasn't wearing the gauntlet.
Yeah,
so I could kind of justify in my mind, like, oh, well, maybe they filmed it before the gauntlet ever happened or something like that. But it was weird. They, could they not have used a famous B?
Sure.
Right.
Or, yeah, literally,
Son of Havoc.
Literally anybody else. The Mac.
Yeah. Or PJ Black, somebody like that. Yeah, the Mac would have been perfect for it, you know. Somebody who's just like, I'm a regular person.
Yep. No supernatural.
Yeah,
this isn't the magic. This isn't the dark magic talking.
Totally.
This isn't the dark arts talking.
And that's what I didn't. I didn't quite feel cool with the Puma thing either, because it's like he's sort of going to the dark side. He doesn't have time for that.
Yeah, but I think he was kind of in character a bit more. I think Cage, it was almost like he was kind of breaking kayfabe borderline. You know what I mean? He's like, here's the real Brian Cage talking about this match.
I thought they did great. Like,
I
thought that
the whole thing was still good. Still really good. Still really good.
I love the concept. I can't believe that they've managed to maintain momentum on this for 3 weeks in a row. I mean, I'm assuming we're going to see it again. Kudos all around to the idea.
I think we'll see one more. I think it's all going to be for like the first round of things here. Great build up for this match. And this was, I love the final comment from Puma where he says he doesn't lose, and he's kind of got like, I hate this guy. I want to beat him. That plants some seeds. I don't know if these seeds are going to develop in anything, but they can still show that this guy's still
totally
choked about losing.
Are there any matchups, any one-on-one matchups that we haven't seen? Like, is there a fantasy match for you
right now in this?
No, maybe not in this tournament, but just overall. Like, by the end of the season, is there a matchup you'd love to see?
Maybe Ray and Mil Muertes.
Does that not happen, really?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm thinking Marty and Mil Muertes. I would like to see those two go.
Marty the Moth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd make it like a hoss fight. I think we did see whispers of that
in Aztec Warfare.
Aztec Warfare, you're right. Yeah,
that's something for me.
It seems so far away right now. They're just like in different universes, storyline wise, but it's possible. Ready to move on? Are we getting sleepy? It's getting later here. It's 10 o'clock at night here in
Mundo, Mysterio, Cage, Puma,
and Chavo.
Yeah, that was good use of Chavo.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Keep pushing.
Next match: Jeremiah Crane versus Killshot. This is what I thought was the best match of the 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Great pace to start. Double topes from both.
I love that whole sequence of them just getting back in and launching themselves and getting back in and launching. Like, they're just trying to outdo each other.
Yeah.
And, just like the guttural scream by Jeremiah in that final one when he's like, I kept doing it again.
Yes.
Yeah.
So awesome. Yeah, he hit 2 topes. Killshot and throwing a backflip to the floor in the middle there. Awesome start. And then some more great stuff on the outside. Some stiff stuff on the outside.
Yeah.
The fans leave their seats, and then Jeremiah Cry spits in his hand.
And here comes more spit. There's a lot of spit. And these are disgusting.
Yeah, that one was gross.
I when I saw it,
this was the first one. The second one was the one that was. Oh, this is the one you were grossed out with.
Dude. Both were huge and disgusting, and I actually felt, because I've been sick and congested, I was like, I get that.
Yes.
That's the type of stuff that's coming out of me right now. That's a horrendous.
Nothing that makes me dry heave than somebody who doesn't know a big wad of gob and like spit is hanging from their mouth, like a big wad.
Yeah, it's gross.
There's a very famous promo from Owen Hart after he's turned on Brett, and he's just got this big gob of spit backstage, and he's cutting a really impassioned promo, and he kind of fumbles over his words famously. So that's why I kicked your leg out of your leg, but it doesn't matter because he's so fired up.
Yeah,
but he's got this little gob of spit on the side that just always takes me out. The fans leave their seat. He hits this chop, and then this crazy running flip where he went around the ring into the chairs. Wild speed. You don't see that much speed usually.
Totally. It was a wrecking ball. I mean, it was just a destruction. Throughout this whole match, there was stuff going on that I was just like, I was wide-eyed at the brutality.
Yeah, the guys are working hard. Yeah. Great intensity. We saw our second, did mention in the Phoenix match, an unnecessary somersault that Killshot hit here into the cutter.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter. Hot crowd, hottest it's been in the 2 shows. I like Jeremiah Crane's work a lot. Awesome strike exchange, just a great battle. More spitting. This is the one that kind of lingered on his mask. That's the one that grossed me out. Great work from both, staying on offense after every near fall.
Yes.
The way they jump on the arm or jump on a leg.
Totally.
How
Really,
do
you feel about the ending?
We'll get to it.
Okay.
Unique work in the corner there where he kind of pulled his leg through the middle rope.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And then Jeremiah Crane kicks out of Killshot's finisher. Then boom, Dante Fox is in the rafters quickly. Distracts him enough for Jeremiah Crane to get his finisher for the win. So cheesy finish, but
it's a shame.
But great work from both. Went 3 1/4 on this.
How would things have been different if Jeremiah Crane was just up there?
You mean Dante Fox?
Dante Fox, sorry, was just up in the rafters. Killshot loses clean.
Sniped him in the shoulder.
Killshot just loses clean, and then we just get a shot of Dante Fox watching. Would that have achieved the same thing?
No,
without the
because now he's technically, you can say he lost because of Dante Fox. Next week, El Dragon Azteca Jr. is going to be fighting Dante Fox.
So we can probably expect Killshot to show up
or to do some sort of distraction there.
Yeah.
In fact, I would put money on it.
Yeah, fair enough.
And again, it's just that that's their story right now.
I guess it just seemed like they had so much momentum and it just hit the brakes. Just right before the end.
It's not as bad as some Dusty finishes. It was quick and dirty, enough of a distraction. You didn't have to hit the music and have him stare there with gawk-eyed for a one until it's finally revealed. It was enough. It wasn't the worst.
It was not the worst. No.
Yeah, You wanted a clean finish.
I always want a clean finish.
Yeah.
I always want a clean finish because you can't tell.
Depends on
it's hard to recommend a match that doesn't have a clean finish.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
Sure.
But fantastic work.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Both guys.
Yeah, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Crane. Sami Callihan. I'm not familiar with his work.
Mm-hmm.
And very impressed.
Me too.
Very impressed. It's
Me
the
too.
Lucha Underground effect, man.
Yeah.
That Lucha Underground effect.
and Swerve, I mean, our boy, or Killshot is great. Is great.
Mm-hmm.
So right after this, the lights go out, and Katrina stands at the top of the stairs with The Rock. I guess, to remind Jeremiah Crane that she's...
Or to say, I know that you...
Yeah, what you did to my boy.
Sure. Or maybe like, oh, you won me over, or maybe. Hard to tell. Hard to tell. We'll see.
Our last segment.
Oh my God.
Dario Cueto still so proud of that chalkboard, of that Bristol board.
Lucha Libre genius!
Yes. Oh wait, I was thinking, you know what? Another prop he made was in that barroom match. Those were clearly props. Those bars.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
He's getting near the end, and there's somebody there talking to him. And at first, we don't know who it is, and it's like, okay, it's Son of Havoc, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's Son of Madness, who looks exactly like Son of Havoc. And I remember we did see those doubles in the in the
so
trailer.
One is Ricky Mandel and one is
Son of Madness. Interesting. But getting back to that trailer quickly, just remember we saw Daga with a sword? What happened there?
I don't know.
He seems to have been written off.
I wish I knew. Daga with a sword.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll still come back. What happened to him?
I don't know. He's still working. I saw recently.
I mean, like, what happened to him in the show?
They had said that Pindar had torn him apart, like Cobra Moon. Remember Cobra Moon? He had gone with her, and they had torn him apart.
It's a shame.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
We'll see. Could have been a contract thing. So this a great match, best match of the 2 episodes, as I said.
You got Snowflakes on that?
I'm at 3 1/4.
Nice.
Yep.
So how are
our bracket updates? We now have, there's 6 of us. We heard from our one of our bosses at Place to Be Nation, Chad, has sent in his picks. We'll go from the bottom. How's that? After 3 rounds.
Yeah.
At the bottom. Sorry, Chad. With 9 points is our boss. And then we have a 4-way tie at 10 points with Bobby C, Christopher Kent, Stefan Adamus, and Max all at 10 points. And leading the way. I thought I had been perfect, but I only have 11. I got Vibora versus Paul London right.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I got to say that even though I've missed 2, my bracket is not busted. I still, the guys I picked to go all the way to the end are still in it.
Yeah.
Feeling good.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, me too. I'm confident with my final 4 for sure.
Oh, and I wanted to mention it was Kairi Hojo.
Oh, yes.
It was Kairi Hojo.
You're right.
How can people find us on social media?
Follow us on Twitter at Lucha_Afterground. Just search Lucha Afterground. You'll find us. Follow us on iTunes. Give us some reviews. Write to us. Whatever. Follow Place to Be Nation Wrestling on iTunes. That's how you're going to get us, as well as a lot of really, really great stuff. A lot of these pod blasts they've been talking about as they kind of build
Big
towards...
fan of the pod blast.
Yeah.
Digestible.
Yep.
Digestible.
Good stuff. Good diverse bunch of stuff. Yeah.
That's it for me. Is it for you? That's it for us.
We'll be here
next week.
The question is, will you join us?